Is that you, Mercer?
Yeah, I just need a moment. I gotta pomade my hair here for a moment.
Oh, no worries, but I would like to talk to you in a bit. I'll be around.
That's fine.
It is. Are you free to talk? Because I gotta be careful around here.
Go down to Shady Bell. I'll meet you there. There's folks I'm going with that are going to be shooting targets down there. So if you want to talk, meet me there.
Shady Bell's the tree, right?
Shady Bell is the abandoned plantation down southwest of Saint Denis, the fishing spot.
Is that the burned down one?
No, that's the Braithwaite Manor. No, I'm talking about Shady Bell. It's just look at your map, southeast or southwest, excuse me, of Saint Denis fishing spot in the swamp. That's Shady Bell there.
I'm taking a look right now.
All right.
Shady Bell. Is that?
It's not labeled, but there's a fishing spot right next to it. You see the fishing spot southwest of Saint Denis? Little river.
Yeah, the river. Is it the one near the open water there?
Yep.
All right. I'll meet you down there.
I'll meet you there. I just got to pomade my hair here for a little bit.
No worries. I gotta find my friend first. Over here. I have a place we can watch. Now we'll see him coming once he comes. I was lucky because I ran into Mercer. He was right behind one of those buildings. I was walking in from the side because I wanted to come in from an angle where I wouldn't be seen as easily.
No, I'm better than I live when I walk by, but not many people have seen me in this outfit.
My only concern now would be, oh, here he comes, look at that.
He just fucking roped me.
He roped? Oh, he did?
I was on the balcony, yeah.
Now, where'd he go?
He laughed. I don't know.
I see what you mean by the bottles now.
Yep.
Well, I was lucky to run into you in Valentine because we were there for a very short while. But you see, let's say Valentine's a hard place for me to be at the moment, considering certain circumstances I've been dealing with. We're trying to find a friend of ours named Bill. He went to jail after we robbed a store. 5 of us did, and the sheriff's caught one of us, unfortunately.
Why are you robbing the stores? I thought you were the guy that orchestrated it and let them do the work for you.
No, I joined in because I live with part of the lifestyle. I wouldn't just be some fat ass on my, but dealing with things. I don't mind living on the road the way I do, but I do want to put something together for sure, Mr. Mercer, that is.
Well, what did you want to talk about?
I was just making sure we're something in Van Horn, but other than that, I was surprised to see you there, and I was letting you know that I probably won't be around Valentine too much, considering that deputies are looking for me for certain situations, and then certain individuals decided they wanted to turncoat on my person, unfortunately. Very unsatisfying situation to be in. But right here... go ahead, sir.
Well, when Biggs and them aren't around, I'm usually not in Van Horn either, unless they're around.
Fair enough. Right here, here's my friend Johnny. He's my lieutenant, my right-hand man.
All right,
hey,
mate.
Johnny. Sean
How you
Mercer.
doing?
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yep. So, you know anything about a fella named Slimy?
Yeah, I've tried to kill him twice. Didn't work, apparently.
good.
Oh, la-dee-da. Some bitch ruined the situation for me. I set up a very delicate meeting that I arranged. And everything was going according to plan until Slimy walks up behind us and I asked him to join in. And I told him he needs to walk away. We're dealing with a very delicate situation. I think you understand how Slimy is. He's slimy.
He's an idiot. He
got involved and ended up getting a sheriff after him. The sheriff ran over to us and I had to rope a sheriff. You know what sheriff that was?
Lennox?
No, the under sheriff, Burton.
Oh, fan-fucking-tastic.
Yes, sir. So I had to let him go. I wasn't going to do anything with him, but I wanted to get the man I was after because we had to deal with somebody who was calling us outlaws and he didn't know a thing about us. We didn't rob him. He just saw us on the road and we conversated with him for a bit and we wanted to talk to him about if he knew about anybody we were looking for during that moment. Well, believe it or not, Johnny happened to be in town shortly after he arrived, and he heard him talking bad about myself and my friends, so we decided we were going to set up a situation to find him. His name is Frank, by the way. And we went to go find Frank. We had the entire thing set up nice and perfect, and then Slimy ruins it all for us. Other than that, looks like my crew's been shortened. I had to take care of one of them. Betrayal. Another one I had to let go as well. So,
that's how it is, mister.
That's how it is. I get it. I have a new friend I made. His name is Bill. Hard worker, but unfortunately, he quite recently went to prison. He didn't get away from the sheriffs, but the sheriffs who got him, unfortunately, how many of them were shot? Was it 3 of them shot and knocked down? Johnny, was it?
I believe so. I know one went down for sure because I got him.
Oh, this was right.
I'm not so sure about.
Bill's a good man. He's honorable. He won't spill the beans. So for him being captured, we were successfully robbed the store. He gets my share, of course. So I'd like you to meet him. He's a good man. When the time comes, of course. I haven't seen him around. I think he might be out of jail by now, but we're looking for him.
Well, we're close, so, I mean, Cisco's right down the road, just outside of Santa Fe, so.
Yeah.
Close as ever to me.
Yes, sir.
As well, right? And then,
that's right. I made some other friends that I invited to join us as well, like-minded individuals. And I think it's a good thing for folks like ourselves to get to know each other, get a bit of a network together, because the way I see it is that we need folks like ourselves that we can trust in a certain demeanor, on a certain level that we know that we all operate on. Because you know how the sheriffs work. The sheriffs all work together, and all the good folks and all the heroes like to work together, because you know how some folks like to be heroes.
Yeah, don't I know that?
Yes, sir.
Less people like Slimy, more people like us.
But
ends.
If you don't mind while we talk, I gotta try the lantern challenge here.
Ooh.
Fuck, last time I didn't miss that one, god damn it.
Very impressive.
Well, trying to get better. I keep missing the top one every now and then, but...
Is that your horse right there? You mind if I calm it for you?
He's calm for me.
Oh, he's
nuts for me.
Likewise.
Right. I don't understand why a foxtrotter gets scared from everything. It blows my mind. I'll go park him out front.
No worries. My horse is the same way as well. Quite a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I know.
Man, a few words, isn't he?
He's good. I'm still getting to know the man, but I have a good feeling.
Oh, is it just us two going to this meeting later? It's not. Bill's not coming with us.
Oh, Bill come. Bill come if he's around. Nikolai will come if he's around, and if they're around, that is. But I can vouch for them. That's what matters.
Mm.
So one of the things I want to talk to you about, since I saw you there, I'm quite lucky to see a friendly face as well. You know Marcus Baker by any chance? You know of him, perhaps?
It sounds familiar, I guess. Why?
He's one of the, he's Clint Masterson's one of his bodyguards, or was one of his bodyguards.
Was?
He was working for me for a long time. He's a young lad I picked up, actually off a train at one point when I was scamming folks for tickets. And, I taught him the ways of the outlaw and so on, and I rose him underneath my wing, I did. But
What happened?
he got cold feet quite often, more than I like. And the sign showed the worst is after a robbery, which we were successful in, and we did not lose any money for or have to pay a fine because we didn't pay our fines. We went to jail for a couple months together. Well, in jail, I was very pissed about going to jail. I said, sometimes that's just how the law is. They catch up to you.
Right.
Eventually they do, and you gotta spend a stint in there. That's part of being an outlaw. Well, he's telling me all these things, how he doesn't want to rob anymore, or he doesn't want to do certain jobs. And every time I'd offer him a job or have a situation come up, he'd get cold feet, complain about it, and argue about it. I gave him plenty of chances, I did. So at one point, I decided enough is enough. I'm gonna take care of Marcus. But here's what happened. I was double-crossed by another friend named Miss Gray.
You
Told...
gotta be shitting me.
That's sir.
Seems like you need to start picking your friends better, mister.
I thought she was a good friend, but now I'm being extra careful. And I've met more like-minded individuals like Mr. Johnny here, who's gonna stick by my side through thick and thin to give us some ideas. Miss Gray, though, I think I started to see a little bit about her towards the end as well. A little bit more soft than I thought she was.
Fair enough.
Well, she didn't want me to kill Marcus, I guess. I think she liked Marcus or something. So she rats me out to him. And we go to rob somebody of Marcus, but I was going to ambush him halfway on the trail up there. But his friends come out instead, and I get ambushed instead. I'm lucky enough to make it out alive. I pleaded. I told him that I have chips in play, and that killing me wouldn't be a good idea, which, that's the case.
Who's this?
Howdy.
Oh, Miss Gray.
Sonya's on her way.
Oh, Sonya. I thought it was somebody else for a second.
I think you're the one who asked for my name earlier.
This
Yeah.
isn't Sonya.
No, Sonya's up front. My name's Bella.
Bella, pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you too, sir.
Bella, my
Pleasure.
personal conversion.
Conversion? What? You're right. I did rob a store the other day.
Good. Glad.
There's Sonya. Sorry we took so long. Me and her were having a heart-to-heart.
You're all right.
So long story short, I was betrayed. I survived it with a bit of torture involved against me, but when I found Marcus, got my revenge, pulled off his left ear, by the way. that was nice and satisfying, but I shot him back in the head, threw him into the river. Now, I have to clean up Miss Gray, and I have to clean up Malachi, and a guy named Scarecrow. I forget his first name, but I know what he looks like, I know what he sounds like. Then I am done with my vendetta, and I can focus back on the better things of jobs and other robberies and so on, and building up my numbers again.
How the fuck did you get yourself so deep so fast?
So deep, what do you mean? Which way?
It just sounds like since I talked to you last, you got a whole plethora of shit to deal with.
I think it was the things that built up over time, and they finally showed themselves. I've been at it for a while now. I've made a lot of friends, and I guess I've made a few enemies along the way as well.
Yeah, I guess. You know, I hate to be the one to break it to you, but Biggs don't seem too fond of you for some reason.
Well, that's fair enough, and I don't blame him. He doesn't know me, I don't know him, and I get the sense that he's skeptical of people, which I understand. The right thing to do.
He is.
And I think for good reason as well, which I've learned myself. I've taken 2 folks underneath my wing in the past months. Both of them betrayed me, but now I see the signs a lot quicker I do. That's for sure.
You gotta be careful around here, man. It's hard to trust anybody.
Now, I'd like to get a chance to speak to Biggs during our meeting. And
I
he just-
barely trust this dumb bitch in the yellow behind me, for Christ's sake.
God damn.
Because I know I'll have his back and he just doesn't trust me to stab it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, if I get to talk to Mr. Biggs, maybe him and have a good conversation. If he decides he doesn't want to do dealings with me or trust me, that's his prerogative.
I can set up the meeting, but it ain't gonna be for about an hour and a half, maybe more.
That's fair enough. I knew at some point today would be a good point to do it. Van Horn still, if it does go through, I imagine.
Yeah, it'll be in Van Horn.
I would like to get a chance to speak with him when he has the time. let them know what plans I've got going on, my future ideas, and what kind of network I look to build.
Well, do you got an alias for your telegrams yet, or I got to send it to your real name?
I haven't actually used Telegram whatsoever, so I'm not sure how it even works, to be honest.
So I got to send it to your real name then, which I believe I'd still remember, so you'll be all right.
All right. Hopefully by if you can give me time later on, hopefully I can find a build
Let's
by
shoot
then.
for 2 hours. I'll try to set the meeting up for 2 hours from now at the Van Horn trading post. All right.
Much appreciated, Mercer. I appreciate going out of your way to do this. I hope.
But I just want you to know that I've already expressed to you that he has severe doubts. So he's not going to hurt you. Nothing. Just be prepared. Be prepared. Excuse me, to be turned down.
I understand that fully. People have turned me down in the past. No hard feelings.
And that's what I like about you, Mister. Is you're no cry yourself to sleep kind of guy, and there's a lack of that nowadays.
The way I see it, there's a mutual respect you give people, and as long as it's respected in both directions, it's fine.
I agree.
For example, of Marcus, like I told you, he betrayed me. I gave him a lot of leeway. I showed him the way, and I worked with him on a lot of jobs. He betrayed me, so I dealt with him. And that's the only time I do things like when someone goes out of their way to wrong me. Most folks don't do that. Most folks have a good head on their shoulders and don't need to do that anyways, because I don't go out of my way to wrong folks.
What I will suggest to you, Mister, is after I first met you, I think you're too willing to talk to just anybody you don't know about everything about you. You know, obviously, other than your real name, I realize I'm the only person you've told that to, but I think you got to have a little less hop in your step. I think maybe try to slow the roll, because look at what you've dealt with these last few days. I think that's because you're being too trusting, you're being too open, and now you got a mountain of nonsense to deal with.
I agree about that. And I do admit the other day, I was a bit intoxicated, which happens on occasion.
That's fine. I was too, but I still realize it though. Listen. You're probably one of the most ambitious people I've ever met, and I admire that about anybody I meet. But I mean, shit. I mean, you could ask Sony. I mean, it takes a long time to do something the right way.
I understand.
You
And
still
I've-
haven't got there yet with me, Strong. So
There you go. I still
It's
haven't stuck my dick in her ass yet. I'm working on it, but it'll get there eventually. You know what I mean? It just takes some time.
Now,
disgusting.
I am willing to admit that I've made mistakes in the past, and I do learn from them. I make an effort to learn from them as well. And I do agree, I've been a bit hasty to put together my crew, because it's been up and down. So we've had enough people, and then we've lost people. And only twice I've been betrayed out of the many people I've worked with. But quite recently...
At the same time.
At the same time, exactly. Quite recently, though, I've been a lot more careful about who I talk to and make friends with as well.
And you trust this LT you got here?
I need
Yes.
to trim the fat. I need to make sure.
I like the way you put that. I'm here to trim the fat. That's good.
That's right.
Take some off Strong's head. It's a little fat looking to me. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe we can take it off your ass too while we're at it. Anyway.
Whatever happens this meeting later, no hard feelings, as he said. It doesn't have to be any kind of, us joining you or you joining us or any of that shit. But what it can be is an understanding between our two factions.
Of course. And
Stay out of
Biggs
each
would
other's
be
way.
very open to that. You just gotta listen to what I just told y'all about the overzealousness, and if you can't prove to Biggs that you guys can calm down a little bit, he's gonna say no again. I guarantee you.
I understand that. And the way I like to do it, once we do a couple big jobs, lie low for a while. Best thing to do. And what we're doing right now is lying low, because we just done a big job. Me and a couple friends. And quite honestly, it's hot right now, and I get that. And I have no problem staying out of town, doing my own thing for a while, and working on my next big job. We're planning one out. But I don't need to rob every single day. That's not needed. I'd rather do a good successful one, slowly and well planned. And sometimes
I very
opportunity.
seldomly do jobs like that, because there's a lot more money to be made swindling than swiping a bank or a store.
Well, I'll tell you one
But
thing.
go ahead. Tell me.
I understand that, but part of my lifestyle is I enjoy the thrill of the run. And that's why I still go for banks and I still go for general stores on occasion with a good posse of friends.
But you've got a plan every time you do it, right?
I do plan, yes.
You don't just go running in there. You got a plan.
We planned
Yeah,
alibis. We planned setup where we're gonna go. Like last time we even had a hostage. Made it really hard for the sheriffs to want to do anything when we had a hostage as well.
Is that so? Because whenever I've had a hostage, they don't give a shit and they just shoot the hostage anyway.
That's pretty much why one of our boys got caught, you see. We took the hostage with us and we told them that if they follow us, we're going to kill the fucker.
Well, they killed him for
followed
us.
Anyway, and they started shooting first. So.
The first sheriffs that showed up respected it, but also we outnumbered them heavily as well. We had an exit plan, we had a meetup plan, and we had alibis for each of each other. Where we'd been, where we were for, vague enough but detailed enough at the same time.
Let's go inside, gentlemen. Let's get going.
I agree.
Ladies, you know this?
All
I
right.
actually got some.
You're gonna want to come this way, boys. It's boarded up over there now. Ever since that Vandalin gang had that big shootout here, it's all a mess now.
Fucking hate rain.
And Mercer, I can already tell you operate in a different way from the way you speak and the way you've told me things, and I think I can learn from that as well.
I don't think there's anything I can teach you, mister. I think it's just an endeavor of realizing who you are and what you're capable of and what you think you can actually pull off, and not shoot too far before you're ready for it. You know, I've always tried to make sure that I never overstep what I'm capable of, and you know, in current days, it still isn't very much. You know, like I said, there's a lot of money you can make on small, pre-planned jobs. You'd be surprised because these small pre-planned jobs, you can do 15 in a goddamn day. You can only do one bank if that goes wrong.
I agree, and I've done small jobs like before. I've even posed as a ticket provider for trains and charge people ludicrous prices and stuff like that, or even set up a robbery on the road because we know somebody carries a lot of money in their pocket and they follow our friend down for a hunting trip or whatever. I've done jobs like that as well. But there's all kinds maybe out there, but I think I told you this the other day. Money is enjoyable. I enjoy making some money from it. Part of what I enjoy is the thrill. That's what some of my boys enjoy as well. Now, every job's different. Everybody has their own way of doing things, and I'm not telling you to do it any way different as well. I'm just telling you where I come from with it. But when I say what I can learn from you is that sometimes there's a calmness, and sometimes the way you speak might share something, give me some insight, I suppose.
I'm always able to do that. I got no problem doing that. Obviously, that's why we're talking.
I do admit I'm very ambitious.
I need people to talk to you about shit all the goddamn time too, but unfortunately I don't got those people no more because they want to fucking kill me for the dumbest goddamn reason imaginable. But so I get where you're coming from.
Now, like I said, I'm in the process of calming down right now. I don't plan on doing any new things. I made quite a bit of money yesterday between road robberies and heists with my friends I made the other day. Right now, I'm in a situation where I need to lay low, make friends. Fill my numbers up and call it good for a while. I don't plan on doing anything for probably.
Excuse me, I need a moment, gentlemen.
No
I gotta
worries.
take a bathroom break.
But anyways, Johnny, I'll tell you anyways. I don't plan on doing anything for about 2 weeks.
Yeah. One big heist. It went well. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, yeah?
I know some folks go day to day doing it every single day. That's not how I want to do things here.
We need to think about what we're going to say later. Because it sounds like this big fella ain't going to just take anybody.
Well, I agree. I'd like to be friends with him
Sorry
at
about
least
that,
to
gentlemen.
understand it. No worries, Mercer.
Sometimes it just comes so quick you don't know what to do.
Story of my life.
I don't know how that was yesterday. I drank quite a bit a couple of days ago, and every couple minutes, I think I had to go.
And once you break the seal, you're done.
Exactly.
Every fucking 10 minutes, pretty much.
Especially when you're still down in beers as well.
Yeah. Well, anyway, gentlemen, is there let's shoot for 1 hour 45 minutes in Van Horn.
Sounds good. Before I depart, I have one more question to ask you. If you know about any people, because part of this thing we're putting together so that if I know something that you didn't know, I can share that with you, vice versa. Do you know who Malachi is or a man go by Scarecrow by any chance?
Only heard it in passing. Second time I've heard it today, actually, but no, I don't know.
All right,
What
fair
about
enough.
Miss Grey?
I'm sorry?
Miss Grey.
I don't know who Miss Gray is. No, sir.
What's her first name again, mate?
I forget, but she also goes by Rosie as well.
Rosie.
She sells
I don't know.
chocolates as a gig, going place to place as a thing she does often.
No, I'm sorry. Folks don't tell me a lot. I think either out of respect or fear, so I have no idea. I'm telling you the truth. I don't know.
That's fair enough. I believe you. I'll more say is if they don't tell you, but more if you hear them passing. If you're in a saloon and people talk, you know how it is.
Well, I don't like saloon talkers. I already made that clear when I first met you, but
Which I admired, by the way.
you didn't think I was out of line saying what I had to say because I feel like it needed to be said.
I think sometimes people are heroes in a way. They chime up in defense of somebody they don't know, and then as soon as they say something stupid, they regret it when you stand your ground like you did there.
That's pretty much what I fucking said. They say stupid shit and they regret it the next day because they're going to get shot.
All right, then. Well, Mr. Mercer, I appreciate the meeting here. I'll get out of your hair, and I'll see you in Van Horn.
Sorry I couldn't help you too much.
No worries. I just need more information. I'm solving my issue once at a time, quite nicely. And so far, I've taken care of one issue quite nicely.
Good, I'm glad.
We'll tie up these loose ends and then maybe we can revisit our conversations.
Like I said, just don't be overzealous about it. Plan it out and get it done the right way. Last thing I want to do is read about you both being dead in the goddamn newspaper.
Fair enough.
I
know.
need ambitious friends. I need friends I can call on when shit's going down. I feel like you two could be one of them.
I agree as well. And friendships got to start somewhere and they need to be built with a sturdy foundation. That's how it goes.
All right. Well, keep your eyes on your telegram. I'll make sure I send it to your real name, which obviously I'm not going to tell nobody. And
Yeah.
I'll have a definitive time for you, Van Horn. Okay.
I appreciate it. Now, do I just have to go by the telegram station and check occasionally? Is that how I find them, right?
Yep. You just read personal telegrams. Yep.
Very good then. I
And
appreciate
if
it.
you want to save them, you can actually put them in your satchel.
I saw that I have my new backup. I has a place
Don't
for.
lose that, or you can't get another one.
That's good to know. All right. Take care. We'll get out of your hair now.
You're all right,
Cheers, mate.
boys.
Take care,
All right,
ladies.
safe.
Lady,
Sir, sir.
You two gentlemen.
Goddamn horse.
Okay.
Yeah, this horse is destined for the glue factory.
alright, where to, boss?
Let's head towards Annesburg just hunting.
How'd you
Oh.
feel that meeting went?
I think it went well. I think Mercer's respectable, but I don't know enough about them yet to make a real decision about what kind of people they might be later on.
He seems to know his shit, I'll give him that.
I think he does pretty well. Now follow me over here. Away from the
You don't mind
machinery
me
noise.
saying, he did seem to dress you down a little bit.
Well, it's a mistake if he underestimates me. That's why you don't see me get annoyed at that kind of thing with people I don't know.
I mean, what he was saying was, it wasn't wrong, but, you know, the way he said it,
Your father must have
I
been a
didn't
fine
like
hunter.
it.
Got you well.
It did rub me the wrong way a bit, I admit. Let's go over here by the dock and discuss our plans for our meeting. Then again, these folks don't know me as well. You know? I think Mercer is underestimating my abilities a bit as well.
this meeting tonight, we've got to make it very clear that we can be subtle, all right? Because I feel like that's what they're looking for. They're not looking for people that brag and talk loudly and show off their colours. You see, I've got a few mates that I met in the bar as well. I was friendly to them, you know, had a good laugh, told them my little pig story, and it was good because they didn't suspect a fucking thing. You see, they don't really know that Johnny the lad is just as likely to fucking rob them as he is to tell a joke. That's the kind of image we've got to fucking set for ourselves. You see. Now, this is just me babbling on. I could be full of shit. But I feel like I'm just, put in some input anyway.
I understand what you're saying. The way I seen it with, when I was talking to him, is I told him about my situation a bit. I did. I want to know that, I was dealing with it, that I've been through some things. But this shows him that, because they were a bit skeptical about me even being an outlaw or doing outlaw things as well. And when I first met Biggs as well.
What did Biggs say exactly? Because I didn't really get the impression. I didn't realize that he didn't seem to like you. He didn't really say that.
Well, he did up front say he was suspicious and skeptical. Which I assume he doesn't like me too much then, which is fine.
Trust can be built.
Trust can be built as well. Now, he did dress me down a bit. He didn't realize that, I don't mind doing things the way we do. Sheriff's on our tail, things get hot for a bit, but then we need to cool off. That's part of the fun of what we do here. It's what we enjoy. It's part of the lifestyle of what we do out here. See, that might not be his way. He more has money in mind than myself does. Money is good. Money just goes a long way. For me, this is a lifestyle I've chose. It's the way I live my life now. This is the way I have to operate. Call me sentimental in some way. I could agree then.
Did you ever tell me your real name? Because you first introduced yourself as someone different.
Riker Lundale.
Alright, yeah, I have heard it then. It's the same name you gave to the fellas on the train.
Yes, sir.
Right. I deliberately said nothing when Mercer mentioned that you'd only told him your real name, because I don't even think he told me it.
Now, do you,
out to save you the embarrassment.
No worries. I'm glad you didn't say anything, but, if you want to speak more, I think you have a good head on your shoulders as well. If you need to chime in, go ahead. I think you'll say the right things. Now, I have a question for you.
Yep.
Do you think I've been too hasty in getting people to hit together? Maybe I have in some small way or another.
I think you did it first, with that Jacqueline and that Marcus. But as I said, that's like the loose ends we're tying up now, alright?
Now, that was months. That was months ago as well. That I became friends with them. But I found something I've seen people now that I realized quite quickly. They're not willing to deal with sheriffs. They're not willing to deal with certain crime situations.
I
and they
advise,
are not.
this is just my opinion.
Well.
I feel like you respect it, so I'm gonna give you. We should keep our mouths a little bit shut about the betrayals, all right? Because it doesn't look good on us. It doesn't look good on you when you mention how many people betray you to people like Sean Mercer.
I agree.
It's not your fault that you got betrayed, all right? That's not your fault. These fuckers, they were just soft, all right? And it's a lesson we learned.
Exactly.
Keeping our mouth shut about that kind of thing is probably for the best, and it's going to look better for our image. If people ask about them, just tell them they've been taken care of.
And I was thinking about him back and forth, and then again, I was like, figured he might know something about them, but you're right about that. I think from now on, I want to keep my mouth shut about that kind of thing. Keep it more personal, because it does look bad. Let's stand over here underneath the dock. I was thinking to myself, when it comes to recruiting, I think we gotta make friends a bit more slowly now. Especially after these betrayals, and
My advice is I don't know if this Nikolai fella is showing up, or Bill, or whoever. If they don't, I feel like that's a good thing.
I think it's good as well.
Because it'll show that you've trimmed the fat, as I said. Me and you are the only two that we can fully trust. Everyone else, look, they helped out on that raid, that heist, alright? And it went well. I think they're good fucking boys. But we barely know the fellas as well, right?
You're right about that. I think, I told them, Valentine in the saloon there, but, they don't know about Valentine. They don't know about, Van Horn. I think it's good. I think, from now on, we know who's out there in the business doing it. I think what we do for, while we lay low for a bit.
Yeah.
is we take time to collect ourselves. Make
Indeed.
friends. Get to know people a bit. Have some friendly adventures together. Get to understand who they are. Hunting trips, drinking in saloons, socializing with some new friends. Get to know who they are. A, they're people like us. B, they're potential targets in the near future.
I reckon the way we should approach this meeting is just start it off very kind of simple. Just be like, look, we're a bunch of outlaws. We have a code. We're not your average outlaw, because this Biggs fella, he sounds like you don't just take any ragtag bunch of people. A lot of people call themselves outlaws these days. Like, that's anyone who fucking robs a bank or robs a fucking general store and they call themselves outlaws. We've got to be more than that. We've got to be subtle. We've got to be killing with kindness just as much as killing with guns. That's the kind of person that I think Biggs is looking for. I don't know anything about this Biggs, but Sean, if he's anything like Sean, they're looking for people that can keep their mouth shut and are subtle. That's what we've got to be. Now, I reckon we should say at first, look, we're not interested. We're not talking about trying to apply to join your gang or something. We're not like that. We've got our own shit going on. But if you ever need some hands, something, one of your jobs, you can call on us, all right?
I agree. I think I need to make friends. I need to make friends by knowing them and working with them, and just slowly, of course.
Yes, we've got to show our mettle first. You see, we don't need to be asking, "Oh, can we join your gang, please?"
I wasn't asking to join them anyways. I wanted to get to know them, who they were, maybe work with them on a job perhaps, because I need more friends, more hands for that kind of thing.
Sure.
But I wanted to get to know who they were, as for one reason, if they're living the same lifestyle we are, talk goes around, people looking for individuals wrong, so and so, and sometimes I might hear something inside a saloon, and I could tell if someone's looking bad towards Biggs, for example. I could tell Biggs, hey, I heard something about someone say something about you negatively, and I would hope they do the same for myself as well, type of situation. That's what I'd like to get to at some point. That's the goal.
Right. I reckon the way we should go about it, is good. We we'll just be have an agreement. Stay out of each other's way, don't interfere with their business. Maybe tell each other for information if we get any. Help each other out, scratch each other's backs.
If they need
and
help,
from there we can grow some trust, all right?
Exactly. And
then we can talk about working together a little closer.
Nice and easy, I agree. Keep it small.
Yeah, ease into it. Good.
After the recent events as well, a bit of quiet time anyway for myself won't hurt. Time to reflect on past situations and so on.
Indeed. We still got to find out what happened to Bill.
I agree. Now, I don't know what to expect from Biggs, to tell you the truth.
I reckon we should go in there expecting nothing to happen, alright?
That's what I'm starting to assume with Biggs as well.
But it's good to put a face to a name. It's good to get our names out there as potential candidates, even if it's not going to be today, or next week, or next month. We need to show that we can be trusted and we're not just the average robber, alright? We've got to be better than that.
I agree.
Alright. It's probably going to be, what, in an hour now?
About an hour, yes. Another thing I'm thinking of as well. If we start working with them, right? I think I'll keep myself a bit quiet, because I know with the Silver Bastards, I tend to make the shots, and I call the shots for the most part here. If I work with them, I like to see how they do things. I think they already find themselves, like him and their friends, they work together well. Let them take control of the situation and so on. I think that's the proper thing to do as well. I don't need to slam my dick around. If they need me for a job in the near future, say for whatever reason, I play my part they asked me to play, and that's it.
Right. Good. I reckon that'll work. I don't think we have a choice in that anyway. Sounds like this big fella, or even Sean, probably have more experience, more, I don't want to say anything, against you, but they seem to have done this for a long time, and they have a lot of subtlety.
I think I do lack in subtlety. I admit.
But that's fine. Nobody's fucking perfect, alright? I'm sure as fuck sure that Sean and Biggs ain't either.
Here's what I think is gonna happen. For the near future. I think a lot of things are bound to change right now. That's what I'm seeing. My head, my eyes. I think it's a time for me to stand back a bit. Build something for the future, but carefully and slowly. I know what I can do, and I know what I'm capable of. And I know what you're capable of as well. Also, with recent betrayals as well, I find myself worried that can happen again.
Exactly. I recommend something. Starting with me and you. Whoever we decide to bring into this little organisation of ours, it's got to be unanimous, alright? If one of us doesn't like the smell of anyone who wants to actually join this thing we have full time, we veto it. It's got to be a completely unanimous decision. Both of us have got to completely trust this person to a fault.
I agree. That's how it originally started, by the way, with this, before you came along. We've done things similar. I tend to ask individuals inside the gang, what do you think about so-and-so?
And what do they think of me?
Well, back then, that's when things changed. That's when Marcus' word meant less to me, because of his cold feet.
And yet I'm the only one still with you. Isn't it funny?
Exactly. Only other person I think I want to bring in directly right now is Bill. Bill showed himself potential. I want your honest opinion. What do you think about Bill?
I like him. I don't know him well. I want to get to know him a little better.
Fair
It really
enough.
depends on whether he spilled the beans when he got arrested.
That's what I'm wondering as well. I want to learn how that went down for himself. I think we're going to focus on one person at a time, bringing them to the fold. Get their training wheels on, then get them off those training wheels when they're ready. I think it's the right thing to do. And I think I'm right that I've made friends with you as well. You have a lot of wisdom there in your bald head.
I try not to say too much at times, so you're the boss after all. But I feel like we're reaching a level where we can be frank with each other.
I agree.
Without hurting any feelings.
I have a vision
I
for
want
this.
to
Is
succeed as much as you do. And I know
Right.
you're a fucking ambitious man, and you're the right man to lead, and you're the right man for this kind of work. There's stuff that we can improve on. Me as well. I wish I'd speak up a little more, but sometimes, I prefer to say very little and think hard before I open my mouth.
well,
Keeps me out of trouble,
you're
I
on second
found.
command, and your word does mean a lot to me. And like I said, I envision this to be more like a family. We're all in it together. We live the same lifestyle. Now,
Maybe we'll even hang together one day. Wouldn't that be nice?
that would be that'd be one way to end a life, I guess. In style, for sure. Well, yes. Slowly and carefully we grow this industry. I've been hasty in the beginning, I admit that. Hasty for sure. Because I've been on my own for a while doing these things as well.
You wanted to grow fast, which is understandable. There's a saying, a Chinese saying, that I reckon we should adopt a lot more. And you're pretty good at it as well, I can tell. You're good at making friends, alright? There's a saying. Now, it's hard to actually pronounce, but I'll try. Zhao Li Kang Dao. And it means when you smile while hiding a knife. Yeah, basically
Dowling
means,
King Dow.
You appear, and I might be saying that completely fucking wrong, by the way. Completely, but basically means appearing friendly, covering a dagger with a smile, with murderous intent behind it. So, yeah, you know, this is how I do business. I try to make friends in the bar. I don't talk about any kind of outlaw shit. What I do, I get them on my good side, build a bit of trust between them, and then I strike. Now, I can tell you do this as well. I think the thing we've got to make sure we don't do is bragging about what we do afterwards to people we don't know very well, because that can get us into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I find myself something to be. I suddenly do that usually as well.
And if shit does go wrong for us, we don't mention it to anyone, alright? If we've got to take revenge on someone, we just say, that fella there, he's on our shit list. People ask why, you say, don't worry about it.
I agree.
We just got to take care of him. That way, people don't hear about us being betrayed, because the more people that hear about the kind of shit like that, the more often it's probably going to happen. People think they can take advantage of us, work their way in, eliminate us from the inside.
One thing I think about often. This is why when people give me advice, I don't get snappy or angry or deny it. I've been doing this for 20 years, and I've done it by myself for a long time. I've done petty crimes, I've done big crimes. I've done rush crimes, and I've been to prison a few times myself as well for my mistakes. But I'm always evolving my character. I'm always changing. I'm learning from my situation. Sometimes I do regress, so I'm thinking about something now. Before I met you, before I met Marcus, before I met Jacqueline, or had anybody a part of my crew, I was a lone wolf by myself, and I would rob people on occasion. But you know what I did? I would hang out in a saloon, wash a dish, serve some drinks, and listen to folks and make friends of idle chatter. I think when things cool down for a bit, I might get back into doing that for a while. If the gang gets bigger, I might do what Mercer suggested, or said that he thought I was doing, and I'll sit back a bit more. But I also want to be there for my friends to help them out as well, because I do enjoy the lifestyle and the work.
Yeah, this is a good way of doing things. I'm eager to meet this big fella. He sounds very interesting.
I'll give you room to speak as well. I think since right now, you and I are founding something new. We are several bastards, but remade. That's how I see it.
Just us two for now. Maybe Bill if he can be trusted. But
I think Bill's gonna be our first potential. For now. Everybody else will be friends with and chummy with. Maybe see them as potential future ones, but we'll work on one person at a time. We'll build them up until he is where you are right now. Where I trust you, and you trust me, and we trust him.
Well, you shouldn't have fucking trusted me, mate.
Whoa.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
You know, if you saw my hand flinch that, I almost did this.
I know, that's why I didn't fucking leave it up for too long, mate.
I was shocked for a second, and I was like, I don't think I can handle another goddamn betrayal.
All of me, mate. You would have blew my fucking head off, I know. I'm sorry, I couldn't fucking help myself. You got no fucking chance of that happening to me, mate. That I fucking promise you.
Oh my god, you son of a bitch. You literally gave me a heart attack just now, because I've been betrayed twice quite recently, and you know this.
That would not have been good, going at me and later being like, guess what, Mercer, I got betrayed again.
And the reason why I was shocked, because I sat there for a second, right? I sat there, and the first thing that came to mind, it's like, after that conversation we just had about going places, to squander it all, like it's right through my head right there. And then the next thought was, I'm killing this man. And then you were quick to say you were joking, because I was ready to pull that revolver out.
I know you were, man. I saw your hand twitch, mate.
My fight or flight came in, and I decided in that moment I wasn't running.
You weren't gonna be humiliated twice.
Let's go ride the Van Horn, hang out, enjoy our conversation there inside the saloon. I want to talk more about things. But I think we're on an agreement. Take it slow, take it easy, play our cards right. I've noticed, I've been enjoying myself a lot lately with the things, and things that got hot. And I expect things to get hot occasionally, and you gotta stand back for a bit and let things cool off. And that's what we're at right now. I think from what we did the last few days and the things I've been through, the things that you haven't seen, the things that we've been together, I think it's a great time for reflection and collection. I can reflect on what went good and what went bad. I can reflect on these recent situations where I was betrayed by individuals. And hell,
The general store heist went well. The only reason why one of us got nabbed is because the fucking deputy is being reckless with the hostage.
Good morning.
That's a lesson learned. Now the hostage did buy us leverage, but we can't count on him too much.
exactly. I think, we'll do, I do enjoy bank heists and, store heists, but I think we'll reserve those for every so often. That's something I want to do all the time. I do enjoy a good one, but, I do also enjoy, people on the road. You're more successful. You make more money that way. People tend to have at least $60 in their pocket easily, or
Mercer
more.
had a point. The slower, subtler jobs, they're where you get the money.
And he's right about that, and we've done those before. You and I have seen it come together.
Yeah, those heists, they're very high profile, you know. The sheriffs get pinged about it pretty much immediately, and they're over here before you know what's going on. Before you can even finish the robbery. And we even planned carefully in advance like we did. Still didn't go 100%. But that's fine. It's a lesson learned. It
Exactly.
doesn't sound like this big fella is interested in doing those kind of heists anyway.
No, but
At least not without thorough
I'm
planning.
not asking him to work with me directly. I'm not asking him to run heists with me. I want to know his character. I want to know who he is, and I want to potentially become friends and partners and things in the future. And if they want a job done, and they want someone to come along, I will come along. Perhaps they want to join me in a situation. And I'm not the kind of person to force everybody into a job they don't want to do either.
Indeed. Well, as I said, this is going to be a slow burn. If anything like Mercer, it's going to be something we have to build over time.
Yeah,
That's fine, you know. We should go in there just to say, look, we're not here to ask to join your little fan club or whatever. We're here to make an understanding between our two factions.
exactly.
I think you'll respect that a lot more.
I agree as well. And that was my thought in the beginning as well. I want to know like-minded individuals that I can have something in common with, that I know I could possibly conversate with in the future and make deals with, instead of not knowing who I'm talking to like I have been. Now, if things don't go well, and he doesn't want to work with us, and Mercer doesn't want to work with this, and the friends don't want to have to do anything with us, you know what? That's fine. Maybe in the future they might want to. But in the meantime, we'll work on ourselves, and we'll put together the Silver Bastards the way they are meant to be. The way we're meant to be. Hell, maybe even down the road, Nikolai and his three other friends, there's three of them all together, I believe. Instead of working with their group, they might even one day find themselves in the grasp of ourselves.
Exactly.
One at a time.
We'll still have the same goals, our group and his group. Stay out each other's way, respect each other's, jobs. Don't go poking, putting fingers into their pies, they won't put any in ours, that shit.
Exactly. And when the time comes where they need to rely on us, and perhaps we'll be of service, and when we help them out and things go well, all friendship will deepen. And that's how it needs to be.
Good. It's gonna go fine then. That's what I think anyway.
I want to leave my guns on my horse. How do you put your guns on your horse, by the way?
Oh, it's I usually, and then I like the number 4.
I know. Okay, that's how it works. There we go.
I stow a lot of my guns on my horses.
We should go in the light. Keep our extra guns on our horses. The reason being,
Why are you expecting to get robbed?
if things go south, we don't know them very well, like we said. And hell, they might decide they want to pull something.
You might be creating enemies.
It would be creating
I don't wanna
enemies.
do that.
Well, let them. If they do this, I don't see this happening. This is a potential thing that could happen here, but I don't see it happening. But you never know what will happen to strangers.
They don't seem the type, but I understand. I don't know Biggs. But Mercer, he seems pretty straight shooting. You never
Exactly.
know.
And what if the meeting goes wrong and then they get the wrong idea about us and they decide, hey, you know what, we're gonna have to these folks' pockets, leave them on their way. They're nothing to us. That can go that way as well.
Yeah, could do. Of course, then they'd have to have two people to worry about.
Plus whoever we make friends with. And we would play it carefully, slowly. Build up our friendships with folks until we got something bigger than they do.
Well, you know Mercer's gonna tell us Biggs about you being betrayed and all that
Oh,
shit.
he
right
will.
before.
Yeah. And I will admit to that. Part of my strategy with them is being open to them, but maybe that might not be the best thing.
I think openness is probably the best thing to be, honestly. Admit your faults.
The reason I want to admit to them is they're seasoned, maybe more seasoned than myself. Probably are. I think I'm successful in a lot of my endeavors, and I have a good head on my shoulder for this kind of thing. But maybe they have been doing it maybe a bit longer than I have, or maybe they've been doing it more often than I have for a shorter period of time, which makes them more experienced in their own way.
Well, even listen to what Mercer said. He said himself, he's not capable of that much. And it's important to know what you're capable of.
And I agree. And that's why I've only been to prison once. And it was for a situation I could not see coming. And they didn't even pay me for the proper crime either. I broke the crime down to something lesser.
What did they pin you for anyway? Now,
Horse.
I thought you said you got away from the job.
I got horse thievery, but I got the money. I got to keep the money, I got to keep the guns and supplies, because they couldn't prove it was me who robbed that man. They just saw that we stole horses.
Very good.
And even the man himself couldn't recognize us. Because we changed clothing, he wasn't sure about our voices either.
So what was this Marcus guy problem anyway? Like, you said it started to fall apart when you went to prison together. Why is he so fucking angry about it?
And he didn't want to do anything to deal with prisoners. He was always anxious in every robbery. He was also very angry about going to prison. He never wanted to go to prison. And I said to him, sometimes it's just the way thing goes. You find yourself there at some point. From mistakes,
The territory.
from wild cards, and so on.
I'd wager even these two fellas, Mercer and Biggs, probably been to prison as well once or time. It's just part of the job we do, part of the lifestyle we live.
But by dealing with the authorities directly, I've learned a lot about them. To the left here. I've learned a lot about these authorities from directly meeting them. With unfortunate of me finding myself in prison, but I learned about how they operate, the way they work, and so on. I know what to expect from them now. I know how they show up. I'm experiencing that now. I've learned that.
Yep. I think it's gonna go alright. I don't expect to be offered a job by him, but that's fine.
Let's park our horses back here. I'm gonna leave my coat and my hat on my horse.